This is a story of hypocrisy at the very top of British politics, in the days surrounding Boris Johnson's historic announcement of the 23rd of March in 2020.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
Before our investigation, it was thought that the Prime Minister had been in Downing Street for the entire period. But the truth was very different. So on the 16th of March 2020, Boris Johnson addresses the nation and said,
Now is the time for everyone to stop non-essential contact with others and to stop all unnecessary travel.
On 23rd of March 2020, he goes even further, announcing an unprecedented national lockdown. That night, the night everyone remembers, he said,
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
On 26th of March 2020, this passes into law, but in reality, his instruction 3 days before had been taken effective immediately. On 27th of March 2020, Boris Johnson releases a video revealing he's come down with mild COVID symptoms and is isolating in Downing Street at the time, increasingly an outbreak site for COVID-19.
I've developed mild symptoms of the coronavirus, that's to say a temperature and a persistent cough. And on the advice of the Chief Medical Officer, I've taken a test that has come out positive.
Where were Boris Johnson and his wife, then Carrie Symonds, during this fateful time? Before our investigation, it was thought that the Prime Minister had been in Downing Street for the entire period. It wasn't known where Mrs Johnson was, though it was reported she'd been in the couple's flat in Camberwell, South London. But the truth was very different. This is Chequers. It was given to the office of the Prime Minister just over a century ago. 41 miles from London, deep in the Buckinghamshire countryside, the 16th century manor house is equipped with a heated swimming pool, a tennis court, 10 bedrooms, deep carpeted bathrooms, a galleried great hall, 1,000 acres of land, and staff constantly to hand. We found Mrs Johnson moved to Chequers on the 20th of March, came back to London to spend a night at Downing Street for an essential medical scan on the 24th, went back to Chequers on the 25th, and then came back to London on the 28th. On 28th of March 2020, Chequers was closed, owing to staffing considerations, anxiety and hesitation. We know at least one member of staff fell ill with COVID-19 at this time. The Prime Minister, we found, commuted to and from Chequers until lockdown passed into law on 26th of March 2020. So, he moved back and forth even after, we understand, he made his famous, simple instruction to the nation to stay at home. So that's what we learned. But what we unearthed about Chequers is just one example of hypocrisy at the very top of British politics. To find out how we found this out, and to find out a bit more about Downing Street's relationship with the truth, you can listen to the full podcast now.